Hey, Alise.
Hey, SB.
You know what time it is?
No. What time?
Vermintide.
Yay!
It's Warhammer. Today we're playing Warhammer Vermintide 2.
It's Rats time!
It's Rats time, yep.
I'm
So this is like a Left 4 Dead style co-op first-person shooter. Except it's not really a shooter. Because it's a Warhammer game. It's mostly about stabbing people. So it's a first-person slasher, I guess? Yeah, today I'm going to be playing as this guy, Victor Saltzpyre, Witch Hunter Extraordinaire, and you are going to be playing as the witch that I hunted. Please do not shoot fire at me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oops.
That was very believable. So there's a lot of mechanics in this game. It's actually pretty complicated, but I'm not going to lay all that on you right away. A lot of what I like about this game is sort of like the viscerality of it, the way the combat looks and sounds and feels. And so we're gonna get into this pretty quickly, but just so that we're all clear on what's going on here, it works a lot like Left 4 Dead. So you have a couple of different weapon slots, and eventually we'll be able to pick up medical supplies and potions that give us temporary buffs and explosives and stuff. And each weapon has light attacks. It has its light attack combo. You can see there's a couple of different slashes in order here, and these actually all have different properties, and a lot of being good at the game is understanding your weapon and learning how to maximize the things that the different strikes do. You also have some charged attack combo, a block, and if you're blocking, you press the attack button, you can push, which shoves back enemies nearby. It'll interrupt their attacks. And if you continue to hold the mouse button after that, you get a push attack, which each weapon has a unique push attack that can then be comboed into the other strikes. And so there's actually kind of a lot going on here. The game feels really great in play, but it's a little complicated mechanically. So we're going to be playing on Veteran, and we're just going to play through each of the maps one at a time. That's the plan here. We're going to play through the whole game on Veteran. I don't know, maybe we'll adjust the difficulty if we need to adjust the difficulty, but for now, let's just get to it. I guess maybe it would be a good idea to talk about what our characters do. Okay. But no, let's just get in. Let's get in here and smash some stuff up.
All right.
I need a distraction, and you're just the fellas to make it.
Mine on the bottom says "Stay together or die alone."
The bills in question.
Yeah, it's a Left 4 Dead style game. So if we do not work together, we will get killed. There are normal enemies and there are special enemies, just like in Left 4 Dead, and many of the specials will disable you.
This sounds hard. It's like stay together or die alone.
It is often the case that you cannot take on a special by yourself because it will disable you and then slowly kill you. And so teamwork is a big part of the thing. So it's me and Alise and two bots here. We could play with strangers on the internet if we wanted to have a terrible time, but I think this is a good way to do it. So you talked over the mission briefing and made.
I'm sorry.
I was responding to you, so here's how it's all your fault. So we talked over the mission briefing. What we're doing here is basically just making a distraction. The guy who sends us on our missions has an agent breaking into the city here to do something important, and we are to draw all of the attention away from her.
Okay.
So yeah, boy. The combat in this game is a little gory. I guess I should have mentioned that at the top of the video. Hey, health supplies. So if you do not like violence, this is maybe a good series for you to skip.
Yeah.
You got guy. Oh hey, Chaos Warrior. Real early. So you can see we can ping enemies like this. Oh, this guy is very heavily armored, and my attacks will not generally
Oh wow,
break
you
his
coward!
armor.
Thanks.
I was dodging. Just dodged him into you. So charged attacks always penetrate armor, and then certain attacks penetrate armor whether they're charged or not. That's like weapon by weapon. Some weapons are much better at armor piercing than others. Oh, I hear a storm vermin patrol.
Oh yeah.
So I should say, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about our mechanics too much in this first video. Just kind of show you what's up. And so we are playing simpler classes for exactly that reason. But I should say, the ability to ping enemies is important here, because my character does considerable bonus damage against enemies who are tagged.
Where'd you go?
I went for it. Where are you going?
I don't know, I lost you. Ooh.
You just kind of running off in random directions? Man, that storm vermin patrol is nearby, but they're like on the other side of a building somewhere. Hey, over here.
Where? What?
What you doing?
Off to a good start.
So I have my one-handed sword here, my falchion, and a crossbow. And you have your magic fire staff, and then also some other thing. Hey, there's the Stormies.
Yep.
It would be cool if we could avoid that, and also, you want to just back up a little bit?
Okay.
That horn means lots and lots of incoming. Let's just
Yep.
take them back here, so that we don't accidentally pull the storm vermin at the same time. So it would be great if we could just not fight those guys at all. So each weapon, each different strike with each weapon has a different number of targets that it can affect, and you can see sometimes my sword gets like stuck halfway through the swing. It's because it just doesn't have the power to get through a huge number of bodies. Yeah, just wait here. I think we should be okay. Actually, what on earth are they doing?
I don't know. They keep climbing walls.
Well, rats are excellent climbers.
Yeah, that's true.
They
stuck?
appear to be stuck. Well, this is a great start for the series in a lot of ways. There's no way we're going to be able to squeeze by that. Do you have a bomb or anything? Nope. Okay.
No, but I got
You can see in the
fireballs.
top left the status of all of my teammates here. Yeah, I think we're probably going to have to look at them. Look at them like they're trying to vibrate through the wall.
You
All
want
right,
me to
I
hit
think
'em?
we're just going to have to do this.
Let's hit them.
You ready?
Yeah. Oops.
So storm vermin can be very dangerous foes. They have armor and sometimes shields. Honestly, the shield ones are hard to kill, but they're not, I think, particularly dangerous by themselves. Mostly they're dangerous as a distraction. We got through the other ones quickly enough that I think we're going to be okay. There you go. You just drive them back. A couple of people focused on one will keep it from doing anything. The really dangerous storm vermin are the ones that have the big halberds. They can take you apart really quickly. I think we handled that well.
Yeah.
Should probably make sure this thing is loaded at all times.
They don't like my secondary attack too much. It's pretty rough on them.
I hear a hook rat. There he is. Alright, Elf. Hold on. Wow.
Oh,
That was maybe the worst shot I've ever fired in any video game.
really? Well,
Yeah, that's
glad
not
we
good.
were recording it.
Hey, look, I found this book. Somebody should grab this potion. Yeah, could you?
Oops.
Alright, there you go. Alright, so we'll talk about the books in a second here. Let's get on the other side
not
of
a
this
friendly
horde
guy.
first.
Oh, a guy ran up to me and I was like, wait, that's not a friend. It's chaos. I keep forgetting there's chaos in this one.
So there is, damage is locational. For the most part, it just matters that, like, hitting people in the head does more damage than hitting them in other parts of their body. And also, actually, storm vermin are not armored in their heads. So if you can make sure you get them in the head, it doesn't really matter what attack you use to hit them. And then different weapons do different amounts of bonus damage to the head. There's a headshot multiplier for every attack, but it's different weapon by weapon. Maybe even attack by attack. So you can see it's important for me to aim high here, because my weapon, this weapon kills those guys in one hit to the head, or 2 hits otherwise. And it's like Left 4 Dead, the loot in the levels is procedural. The levels are pre-made, obviously not procedurally generated, but where stuff is...
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay, he's fine. Everything's fine.
Ooh.
But the compositions of the enemies and the number of supplies you find and where you find them is all procedurally generated based on an AI director that tries to does its best to ensure an interesting challenge no matter how well you're doing. Alright, well, there's a lot of guys in here. We need to get on the other side of that gate. But unfortunately, to do that, we're going to have to operate this this device here, and it's going to make a hell of a lot of noise while it's working. Let's see if I can... There we go. I don't know, this crossbow's okay, I guess. It's not really my kind of thing. I am going to be showing different classes and different weapons in each video, so some of the stuff I'm going to be playing I don't have a ton of experience with. This crossbow is a great example of that.
That's good. That inspires confidence in me.
Listen, I'm going to be relying on you to, you know, pick up the slack. Because you're playing a character you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm just not a good player of the game.
Blightstormer, or Leech. Magic guy. Bad magic guy. Okay, and I'm, like, okay at the game. I would not say I'm great at it.
A lot better than me, though.
You can tell by how much I'm getting hit here that I'm not, like, super good.
It's a hard game.
It is a hard game, but the skill delta in this game is tremendous. Like, a good player is really a lot better. There's a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of ways to optimize your play. I'm getting wrecked over here. Alright, so what I just did is I used my ability. Each class has an ability. You can see the cooldown bar for my ability down there at the bottom above my health. It's the purple one. What my ability does is, first of all, it raises the crit chance for everybody in the party for a while. Oh, hey, the elf just healed me. That's not a great use of our medical supplies. The bots are very aggressive with their healing. So my ability increases crit chance for everyone in the party for a couple of seconds, but it also staggers all the enemies that are near me, which is important in situations like where I used it there so that I don't get mulched by a bunch of terrible garbage enemies. Oh man, Kruber and I are getting surrounded. There we go.
Oof.
Oh, we got a Stormer. Okay. Well, the portcullis is open. Everything's fine. So again, like I said, if you've played Left 4 Dead, a lot of this stuff is familiar to you. There's some healing over here.
I hope no one takes that. I was thinking I would drink mine and then...
No, let
never mind. Well, I drank mine.
Let the bots carry stuff for us. So yeah, it's like Left 4 Dead. A lot of this is probably pretty familiar to you if you're familiar with that game. And that means that the health works the same way in this game as it did there as well. So we can, when we get to 0 health, we don't die. We just go into a down state, and we can be helped up. And we effectively each have 3 lives.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you go down, it spends a life, and eventually you will just die straight up from damage. If you use a potion or medical supplies, they restore your health and reset your number of downs. So it's best not to burn them unless you've gone down a couple of times in order to get as much value out of each of them as possible.
Ooh.
Oh hey, I didn't talk about the books, right? I'm carrying around this
not
book,
yet.
this magic book. And we're about to get another one, actually. Ooh, hey. Somehow this guy hasn't noticed us yet. Oh wow, alright, this is kind of a tough one. Kind of a really tough one. Okay. Sorry, there was a gas rat over here.
Oh, okay.
And he needed to be dealt with. So there's two kinds of magic books, basically, in the game. What I have in my inventory right now is called a tome. My tome. It doesn't do anything in the mission, but it gives us better loot at the end, and some bonus XP. But the trade-off is, it's sitting in my medical supply slot, so I can't carry a medical item around if I'm carrying the tome. So the game has kind of like adaptive difficulty, basically. Oh. Or not adaptive, adjustable difficulty.
Yeah.
You can make things a little more difficult on yourself by carrying books in exchange for a little bit more reward at the end. These big guys are tough.
Mm-hmm.
And the combat just feels so good, and there's so much going on. It's probably not super clear, because you can't really see it on screen, how important the legwork is. Like, I'm doing a lot of, like, moving and trying to time my movements with my strikes. Because, like, you can see, if I just run forward, there are moments of slowed movement and sped up movement in my attack strings, and, like, there's a lot you have to do to optimize your play in this game.
There's a lot of noise going on over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff upstairs, I think. Hey, bombs.
Arm yourselves with bombs here.
Over here and get something. The bots will get the other one. Alright, we're gonna skip the grimoire. We'll talk about grimoires later.
Okay.
I wanna be fairly sure we're actually gonna get through this level.
I would like that.
So the grimoires are a second type of magic book that they take up your potion slot, which is a much smaller loss than your medical slot. but they also reduce the maximum health of everybody in the party. And things can get a lot more difficult if you take a couple grimoires. They're also better hidden through the level. One of the things I really like about Vermintide is like trying to discover the locations of the tomes and the grimoires, because they don't change from run to run. Some of them are cunningly hidden.
Yeah, he'll spend all day trying to find something.
My crossbow was not loaded, but fortunately the bots have us covered. Sackrat, did you hear that? Hear that mine? Where's he at? Where's he at? Okay, well that was easy. Thought that storm vermin was going to pose something more of a threat to me. This guy seems to be confused. Okay, watch out for the plague monks. They don't get staggered from normal attacks the way enemies usually do.
Okay.
So we're having some weird AI stuff going on.
Yeah.
This game, I'm not going to say the game is bug-free, but usually it...
better than this.
usually it's a little less buggy. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, hello.
Okay, if you see his...
Alright,
I'm going to pop my thing here, so we have increased crit chance. Oh, Jesus. Wow, he almost knocked me clean off the level. Okay, the elf got me. Everything's fine.
Oof.
Yeah, try to keep him lit up. I'm going to try to remember, but my character does bonus damage against stuff that's tagged.
Jesus.
Okay. Also, don't tunnel vision. It's not a good idea to focus too hard on the big enemies. You got to keep the level. You keep the area relatively clear. Oof, boy, I'm not playing that well.
Oof.
You got her?
Yep.
Okay. So when it grabs somebody and starts munching on their head, it actually regains health. And there are a bunch of things that can disrupt it, like throwing a bomb at it or using an ability that staggers enemies.
Gross.
So if you have something like that, it's important to use it at those times. I'm pretty sure you don't have any staggers, but you have your bomb. So if we get into a situation with another one of those things where it starts grabbing people and devouring them, you can knock them out of it with the bomb.
Okay.
Look out. Audio cues play a really big part in the game. Enemies do not attack silently. Skaven, you know, are constantly shouting and chittering. They're super, I mean, they're super wasted on Warpstone all the time, so...
Oh, yeah.
Not great at decision making. Let's let the bots get this. Alright, hey, you come over here. I know where there is another book here. See down there? See, I'm saying, hey, you go get that book.
Okay, let me drink my... Wait.
You could also just give it to Kruber. He has an open slot.
How do I give it to him?
Just look at him and right-click.
That's a fire rat.
Alright, grab that. I'll come down with you. It's dangerous to go places alone because of the specials.
Yep.
Oh, there's a gunner out there.
Woo!
Okay. The bots handled it. Everything's fine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He got hung up on the door. He was trying to kick his way through. I have to imagine the Skaven have
That one
doors.
just fell off. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm getting some weird... You know what? I think it's you. You must be cursed. Because I've played this game quite a bit, and I do not see, like, enemies just, like, getting stuck on the terrain and stuff all the time.
They're flabbergasted by me.
How did I manage to miss that? Alright, you come here.
Oops.
There you go. I don't miss my melee strikes nearly as often as I miss with this crossbow. We had a lot of incoming. This is pretty safe over here.
Yeah, let's all stand in the corner.
You gotta be careful with Skaven. They're very climby.
Yes.
They'll appear where you least expect them, but I think our back is pretty safe here. Kruber is freaking out a little bit. I think he might be trying to hit stuff that's, like, above us, or I don't know what he's doing.
The rats
You're
were
cursed,
just
Alise.
kind of running past me. They're running through the walls.
Oh, yeah? See, I might argue that there are no rats here at all.
Really?
You can see my screen.
Wow, I'm looking at your screen. They're coming through the wall here on my screen.
Huh.
What is happening?
Yeah, I think your client's cursed. And
There's so
it's
many of
infecting the bots.
How do I know if they're actually there
You
now?
know what this is? This is that heresy.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
warned about this in the Witch Hunter College. I missed. I saw the Strangler coming and I missed him with my crossbow. That's another thing that's actually that I like a lot about this game is there's a lot of character in it. Mm-hmm. Characters are constantly talking. Skaven as an enemy just like to have a lot more personality than random zombies. So we got to get through this gate, and it looks pretty locked. But I have an idea.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen. Unless you have some keys or something, I think this is the way we're gonna have to go. All right.
Well,
Take this, gate. Well, okay. I guess I should have foreseen. It's fine. We make our own gates.
yep.
Supplies to heal our wounds here.
Alright, you got
Got
that?
it.
No, somebody got it. Okay. As long as somebody has it. There's actually a ton of medical supplies here, which makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
It's an old video game instinct. The game's throwing ammo and health supplies at you like crazy. It's usually a bad sign. Hey bot, come get this. So the bot just healed me, and I would like it to come and get the rest of these bandages. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Take up the warfire thrower. Farm machinery is no match for Imperial steel.
Yeah. What he said.
This is our moment. Make them pay.
Hey, there's ammo up here. There we go. Okay, I don't really like being out here. Here, come with me. Follow me, follow me. There's a lot of enemies coming. I would like to fight them in an area where there aren't so many angles of approach if we can. Ooh. These big guys really take a beating. So, when it looks like we're getting overwhelmed a little bit, it's real easy for me to, like, block and push and stuff. It's a little trickier for Alise, because you can't block or push with your ranged weapon, and she spends a lot of time with her staff out, you know, so that she can shoot fire at people. Because, obviously, if you can shoot fire at people, that's a thing you should do, generally.
Generally.
So it's one of the big trade-offs. The Fire Wizard has no ammunition, has a lot of really, really powerful ranged options, but the trade-off is that it's dangerous to walk around with your ranged weapon out all the time.
Also, you overheat, so she actually gets overheated and starts taking damage if I cast too many fire spells at... Oop! Hello. Too many spells in quick succession. Yeah. I can really hurt myself.
You know, it's Warhammer Fantasy, like, all the magic is, like, evil. Where's this guy going? I'm a hell of a time hitting him. There we go. You coming?
Yeah. I'm right here.
Come on, down here.
It's down here.
So the plot of the game, you can see, things have been better for the Empire. The plot of the game is, this is the end times. Basically, the Warhammer Fantasy universe is gone. It had an apocalypse, and that apocalypse was mostly made of Skaven. The rats all decided, finally, that if they worked together, maybe they could actually get something done. And they all came up from the underground at the same time, and really just made everybody's lives miserable. Ooh. That guy just about took my head off there.
Righteousness will deliver us. Remain stalwart.
So you can see there, Kruber popping his ability, which also staggers nearby enemies. I'm not sure that it was totally necessary there, but he sure did it. I think the bots just like to use their stuff whenever it's available. Not really thinking about like strategy or utility or anything.
Whoa!
Oh. Yeah, leech sorcerers, they like grab you with their magic and then siphon all your life out. I mean, that's why we call them that, right? Where's that fire rat? There he is. So hey, I didn't talk about dodging at all.
No, that's important.
I have been dodging. It's probably not super clear, although I haven't been doing it very much. Okay. Here's the, all the supplies before the last stand. May as well fill up. Oh yeah, I didn't even spend, I have an item equipped that gives me a chance to not expend a healing item when I use it. Pop there. So man, we have way too many healing items to carry.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be in. Oh, that's a proper Chaos Warrior. Oops, I've managed to dodge myself clean off the stairs here. It takes some effort to get through a Chaos Warrior, and also they're very mobile for a thing that size. Okay, some stuff occurred here.
Yeah. What a mess. Ooh, Roger.
So yeah, you can dodge to the sides and to the back, like so. And this is another thing where like every weapon has a different number of dodges that it allows. So like if I just move sideways here while dodging, you can see after a few dodges, there's too much debris in here for me to really do it. But after a couple of dodges, my dodges get much smaller for a while, and I have to let them recover. It's just another thing you have to consider while you're positioning and doing your footwork and picking your strikes and aiming at things. And are you ready? Got a real Left 4 Dead style finale event here.
Oh boy.
So in the dead center of the room is maybe not a great place to stand. Why don't we you come over here? Well, we're certainly gathering some attention.
Oh boy.
Also, check it out. That's Sigmar. He's like important. He's a guy. He's an important guy. It's got somebody's head there. Oh, I guess I should probably focus. Jesus. Well, have at him. Don't just let him climb around. Alright, so they're going to be coming up from pretty much everywhere here. I'm pretty sure they won't come up this thing behind us, which is why I like to be up here. This it's like surface to my right now. Okay, we had a little warp fire issue there. Everything's fine.
Not too bad so far.
Also, another thing I really like is the way the game plays with light and darkness. There's a lot of varying light levels, a lot of areas that like oh, fire thrower. I missed. Okay, thank you, Elf. I was about to get real ugly. I should stop missing.
It helps.
But yeah, there's a lot of areas that do cool things with light, like this. The way the hammer here starts to glow over the course of the event, like illuminating the areas near it and maybe making them a little bit more attractive to stand in. Even as that's, you know, kind of a more dangerous part of the room.
Oh, good. Woo!
Oh, Globadier's down. Just don't stand in the gas. The good news is that there is full friendly fire for the Skavens. You can see the Skaven trying to run through the gas cloud are not faring too well. That actually that worked out pretty all right for us.
Yeah.
Whoa! Still having some weirdness. Yeah, this is like, at the risk of jinxing us, this is going really well. Careful though, the bots are drawing me forward. I do hear a warp fire thrower. He's right. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Okay, I got him. So I haven't really been popping my ability. This is a problem I have with these, the classes that have the longer cooldowns. It's like I find myself waiting for a moment when it's going to be like really crucial. I don't want to be without it when we need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to me just not using it. Oh, jeez. Plague monks. Yeah, there are Skaven plague monks and also Norskin berserkers who just are not staggered by stuff and will just keep coming at you. And you get reliant on the way your weapon staggers people. So when you run into one of these like berserking enemies, they really line up on you, or they really change things up on you. Oh, hey.
That's a thing. Okay. Whoa.
And then all the windows open up. Yeah, alright. Easy. Ah, screw these stairs. So yeah, every level, I mean, you're pretty much just running until you get to this thing, till you get to the Waystone. The magic elven teleportation device.
That wasn't too bad, actually.
You teleport on home. No, that was easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not playing on a very high difficulty. We're playing on difficulty 2 of 4. But because the difficulty of the game is somewhat reliant on the procedural generation, it can be a little spiky. It's very different from mission to mission. If you do the same mission several times, you will find you have pretty different experiences each time, which is part of the beauty of the game. Hey, I unlocked a talent point.
Nice.
I think you probably did too, huh?
I leveled up. Yep, there we go.
Alright, yeah, there's a whole talent system, like a skill system, kind of a rudimentary one. And then here, at the end of the mission, you get a reward box. And the quality of the reward box is based on how many magic books you found over the course of the mission, whether you collected any loot dice, which randomly occur in chests, and like if we had ever found that loot rat that we heard, those guys often have loot dice. So the game does have some like Diablo style loot, which we'll see here in a second. I'll go ahead and open up this box that I just got. In fact, I'm probably gonna open up this box on the character I'm gonna play for the next video, so let me switch over real quick. Where's the skull here? I'll be playing the dwarf next video, the Ranger Veteran. So you can see there are 5 different characters, and each character has 3 classes, and they all have their different, the different talent points and weapons available and stuff. Like I said, there's a lot in the game. Let's crack open these boxes we got. So I got 1 for leveling up, and 1 for finishing the mission here. I'm a little light on stuff for the dwarf, so I got a trinket, and a necklace, and also a necklace. Great. Not a super good one there. You know, I like that obviously the treadmill of getting stuff is a thing in games. Nobody can make a game that doesn't have some kind of progression mechanics in it anymore. But I really could do with less, like, pomp, like, less animation, basically getting through that process a little faster. It's not really what motivates me to play the games. So, hey,
Yep.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Just checking out what I got. Hi.
So you can see how much shorter I am as the dwarf. I was quite a bit taller than you
are
a moment
short.
ago. Where'd Alise go?
Pretty short.
I use this to shield myself from your appearance. Ugh,
Hey.
can't handle you anymore.
I got a new staff with more power.
And lots of skulls on it.
Skulls are good. I like skulls.
Oh, actually, like 1 big skull. And also a bunch of little skulls. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I wouldn't mess with somebody who had that many flaming skulls to use on me. So yeah, that's Vermintide 2. That's what the thing is. We're going to play, there's 13 levels, and we're going to play them all. That's the idea here. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you all for watching. Come back next time for some of this, hold on, what's the button? There we go. Some of this action. Look at all that.
What? Oh, the dwarf?
Yeah.
And some of this. Yeah.
And some of that. Apparently, my beard will be set aflame. It's going to smell terrible.
Woo.
We'll see you then.
Bye.